The deserted village of Smolica on the western edge of Kosovo. Houses show the mark of Yugoslav tank and artillery shells and rocket-propelled grenades. The aim, to drive Albanian Kosovans out of their homes. There was a battle here between the Kosovo Liberation Army and Yugoslav forces, but there was also looting and fear. It's more visual evidence of the excessive force being used by the Serb-led Yugoslav army. These pictures were filmed for us by a Kosovan fighter who was returning to his family village.
This is the effects of ordnance actually entering the building.
We showed the Smolica pictures to Bob Foxton, who's monitoring the fighting for the OSCE.
Oh, that's classic of 30mm. The two impacts. Normally you wouldn't use that against buildings.
What would that be normally used for?
Against other armoured vehicles, or aircraft. This kind of shelling is obviously a terror for people. This is barbaric, basically. This is something we've seen before in Bosnia, and we'd hope never to see it again. This was the tactics that the Serbs used in Bosnia, and at that time we used the word ethnic cleansing, and we're starting to see the same sort of tactics, the same kind of terror, which is unacceptable.
Villagers told us how the KLA had given them safe passage out of Smolica after it was attacked. From the relative safety of Albania, one young woman told us what happened when 35 women and children came under fire in a house.
We hid the children behind the furniture so they wouldn't be hit by the bullets which were flying around. The kids were crying, so sometimes we had to cover their mouths, so their crying wouldn't be heard. We were terrified there would be a massacre like there had been in Grenze.
While NATO discussed its options in Brussels, the American military attaché was heading for the border. Air exercises over Albanian and Macedonian airspace may start in 2 days. And NATO flights will focus on these hills overlooking the Marina Valley in Kosovo. From Kamenica, villagers have seen Yugoslav troops reinforcing the border, 120 extra soldiers, according to EC monitors. Muharrem Yakupai told us how he'd seen the troop convoy close to KLA arms routes and watched villages like Smolica under fire. Each night the sound of artillery fire reverberates around the Marina Valley. While NATO talks, the war in Kosovo goes on. Peter Morgan, Channel 4 News in Kamenica on the Albanian-Kosovan border.